Rockefeller. In the late 19th century, a young Cleveland businessman named John D. Rockefeller built something far bigger than an oil empire. He built the blueprint for every modern monopoly. In 1870, he controlled just 4% of America's refining capacity. By 1880, he controlled 90%. And by 1904, he influenced nearly every part of the oil industry: production, refining, distribution, and sales. But his most lasting achievement wasn't Standard Oil itself. It was the system he created, a system of corporate control that still shapes your life today. Rockefeller perfected a playbook that modern corporations still use: vertical integration, horizontal consolidation, regulatory capture, and philanthropy as influence. The method didn't disappear when Standard Oil was broken up in 1911. It evolved and spread across every major industry: energy, pharmaceuticals, tech, finance, retail. What you experience today is Rockefeller's world. Rockefeller's rise came from seeing opportunity where others saw chaos. When the oil boom began in Pennsylvania in 1859, drilling was volatile and unpredictable. Rockefeller ignored drilling and focused instead on refining, the stable part of the business. By controlling the refining process, he could control the entire industry. His first major innovation was vertical integration. He bought barrel factories, tank cars, warehouses, shipping fleets, and later even the distribution networks. Every step competitors paid others for, he brought in-house. That allowed him to refine oil cheaper than anyone else. While rivals paid high shipping rates, Rockefeller negotiated secret rebates and even got railroads to pay him for shipping guarantees. This wasn't just efficiency, it was dominance. Then came horizontal integration. Rockefeller didn't just compete, he eliminated competition. In what became known as the Cleveland Massacre, he bought out nearly every refinery in the city within months. If owners refused, he used price wars to bankrupt them. The pattern repeated nationwide: buy rivals, undercut holdouts, absorb the industry. By the late 1870s, Standard Oil controlled 90% of American refining. But Rockefeller also understood that monopolies are illegal and unpopular. So he invented a new structure: the trust, a holding company that owned other companies and masked how consolidated the industry truly was. This trust model eventually evolved into the modern corporate conglomerate: Alphabet, Meta, Berkshire Hathaway, each a direct descendant of Rockefeller's invention. Standard Oil was finally broken up by the Supreme Court in 1911. But the breakup didn't weaken Rockefeller, it made him richer. He owned stock in all 34 newly separated companies, many of which became today's giants: Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, Amoco, and eventually parts of BP. The combined value of the spin-offs tripled Rockefeller's wealth. Over the next century, many of those companies merged back together anyway. The monopoly simply reorganized itself. But the real legacy wasn't oil, it was the system. Today, Amazon uses Rockefeller's vertical integration, owning warehouses, logistics, trucking, packaging, data, and cloud infrastructure. Amazon copies third-party sellers and underprices them the same way Rockefeller used price wars. Google uses Rockefeller's trust structure. Alphabet is a holding company that owns multiple subsidiaries, shielding liability and complicating regulation. Pharmaceutical companies follow Rockefeller's regulatory capture strategy, shaping the very rules that govern them. And the financial world runs on the holding company structure Standard Oil pioneered, making big banks difficult to regulate or break up. Then there's philanthropy. In 1913, Rockefeller created the Rockefeller Foundation, which funded major public health and education initiatives, but also protected wealth, purchased legitimacy, and influenced national policy. It even shaped medical education, steering it toward pharmaceutical solutions, a legacy visible today in the healthcare system. Modern billionaires use the same playbook: Gates, Buffett, Zuckerberg. Large foundations allow tax avoidance, global policy influence, and long-term legacy building. Rockefeller didn't just show corporations how to dominate markets, He showed the wealthy how to shape society, and whether you realize it or not, you live inside this system. You buy gasoline from the descendants of Standard Oil. You shop on Amazon, a modern Standard Oil. You search on Google, a near-total monopoly with 90% plus market share. You use social platforms consolidated under Meta. You receive medicine developed and regulated by institutions shaped by Rockefeller's philanthropic infrastructure. Even your bank is structured using his corporate model. You can't avoid the system because it has become the economy itself. It extracts wealth through concentrated industries where 3 to 5 dominant corporations control entire sectors: oil, tech, pharmaceuticals, banking, retail. That's the endgame Rockefeller envisioned, where competition is minimal and efficiency reigns. To Rockefeller, monopoly wasn't immoral, it was logical. Competition wastes resources, consolidation creates order, stability, and lower prices. And to be fair, the system does deliver: cheaper products, faster logistics, safer medicine, more efficient services. Standard Oil reduced kerosene prices by over 80%. Amazon delivers in 2 days. Google gives any answer instantly. Efficiency flows to consumers, but wealth flows upward. So what can you do? There are 3 choices. 1. Accept the system, enjoy its convenience, and recognize that wealth will continue concentrating at the top. 2. Resist the system, support antitrust policy, buy from smaller companies, and accept higher costs for ideological reasons. 3. Understand the system and position yourself inside it. If monopolistic corporations extract wealth from society, owning shares in those corporations lets you benefit from the same mechanism rather than being squeezed by it. Rockefeller became the richest man in modern history, not just by dominating oil, but by creating a structure that persists generation after generation, a structure that corporations, governments, and billionaires have adopted and refined, a structure that shapes everything around you: vertical integration, horizontal consolidation, corporate trusts, regulatory capture, philanthropy as influence. These ideas didn't just build Standard Oil, they built the modern economy. You can't escape the Rockefeller system, but once you learn to see it, you'll recognize it everywhere.